Joseph Callinger. Where do we start with this guy? Well, number one, he lived in a 20-foot pit in the cellar of his house. He also wore wedges in his shoes to adjust the list in his body to harmonize with his brain. And to top it off, he was constantly in touch with both God and Satan, and it seems that both of them wanted Joseph to bring about Armageddon and annihilate all of mankind. A pretty tall order for one man, you might think. But Joseph didn't, and he decided to follow their orders. In preparation for his assault on mankind, Callinger and his 12-year-old son went on a year-long robbery spree, basically stealing anything that wasn't bolted down. From mid-1973 till the time of their first abduction in 1974, they were never caught in the act. I just took my kids bowling and, Cub Scouts. Anyways, on July 7th, 1974, Callinger decided to move on to bigger and better things. He came across a young boy playing in the Philadelphia playground alone. Not long after the boy was found dead and badly sexually mutilated. Callinger's mission was an operation. Also, in July of that same year, Callinger took a large insurance policy out on his second son. It seems that the boy had outlived his usefulness, and on the 28th of July, tragically drowned. But of course that had nothing to do with the insurance money, did it? The Callingers decided to kick off 1975 with a big robbery. They held a few hostages when one must have taken Callinger's eye, and she ended up dead. The Callingers fled, but didn't do a great job of covering their tracks, and were caught easily and charged with kidnapping, robbery, and assault. Joseph Callinger was found guilty of the lesser charges, so police could have him safely locked up while they gathered evidence on more serious crimes, and that they did. But by the time the trial came around, Callinger had totally lost it. He was speaking to his lords every day, and had now developed a second personality, Charlie, who he now said was the person behind the murders. It became obvious to anyone who spent a few minutes with the man, thought that he was a complete nutjob. But the state was really after justice, so he was found sane enough to distinguish right from wrong. He was found guilty of murder on October 14th, 1976, and sentenced to a life in prison. But Callinger wasn't too interested in being a caged animal. And on March 5th, 1977, he set fire to his prison cell, fighting off the guards as they were trying to save him. Unfortunately, he didn't die. Apparently, he was attempting to fry an egg on his head by covering himself in lighter fluid, cracking the egg on his head, and then lighting it up. He was moved to a more appropriate place, a psychiatric hospital in Trenton, New Jersey. But this place was not to be to his liking either. He stripped the plastic cover from his mattress and attempted to suffocate himself inside it. But once again, he was not to be in luck. He was saved again to be forced to live a life he obviously didn't want, and another suicide attempt in this facility became obvious that Callinger needed to be moved to a more strict asylum. So on May 18th, 1978, he was moved to Pennsylvania's Fairview State Hospital for the criminally insane, the place he should have been sent to in the first place. While here, he slashed the throat of a fellow inmate, seriously injuring him, and while here, it was reported that Callinger still had regular conversations with his invisible friends, and decided that he was going to replace God when he died. He also showed remorse for the murders during this time. Joseph Callinger died in prison on March 26, 1996, of a seizure, or of a heart attack, or from choking on his own vomit. There are 3 different endings to this story. It is unknown whether or not he has replaced God. And in case you're wondering, Michael, his accomplice and son, was placed on probation until his 25th birthday. He is now free, and is believed to have changed his name. Thank you for watching.